Raghutam, can we starting prayer? Raghutam, you can start prayer.
Is that unmute? Is down.
I want to tell, sir.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, go ahead, Raghutam.
Okay, sir. Hari Sarvottama, Vaijyot.
Hari Sarvottama,
Vaijyottama. Shriman Madhvamate Hari Paratarah Satyam Jagat Tatvato.
Sriman Hari Parataraha Satyam Jagat Tattvato.
भिन्ना जीव गणा हरे रणुचरा नीचोच्च भावंगता
भिन्ना जीव गणा हरे रनुचरा नीचोच्च भावङ्गताः
मुक्तेर्नैज सुखानुभूतिरमला भक्तिश्च तत्साधनम्
मुक्तिर्नैव सुखानुभूतिरमला भक्तिश्च तत्साधनम्
हेक्षादित्रित्रयं प्रमाण किला आम्नायैकवेद्यो हरिः
हेक्षादित्रितयं प्रमाणमखिला आम्नायैकवेद्यो हरिः
हरि सर्वोत्तम वायुजीवोत्तम
हरि सर्वोत्तम वायुजीवोत्तम. Yeah, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today in this Bodhi, we will do Chintana of the various tattvas that are being created. We all know that God creates tattvas, and the English meaning of tattva is something which is fact, or it is like it's like that when we say. So he creates lot of tattvas, and then starting from the Mahat Tattva, which is like Brahma, Vayu are the Tattvabhimani Devatas. Then when it comes to Ahankara Tattva, Garuda, Shesha, Rudra Devatas are the Abhimani Devatas. Then Manas, Shrotra Tattva, Twak Tattva, Chakshus Tattva, Jivha Tattva, like that. As many as 24 tattvas are being created. And then the combination of 24 plus adding Jiva, Deva, all these things, it will become like 25. So those kind of tattvas are being um, given by Lord, so that the world is created with all these facts. And then every tattva carries a tattvabhimani devata. That is a beautiful thing of our, the core of our adhyatma, which doesn't leave anything unnoticed. It has everything very disciplinedly addressed as part of the explanations. And when we say these tattvas, right? So normally what we do is we go ahead and understand that, okay, hey, there are 24 tattvas, and then we know tattvabhimani devatas, all those things, like we practice and then we be able to reproduce. Reproducing all these information is one of the important thing that Brahmins have to do, because we are like moving dictionary or moving knowledge that goes from one generation to another generation. That is one of our main duties. That's why Brahmins have to do Adhyayana, Adhyapana and all. So apart from just memorizing these things, we also been told by Srimad Ananda Tirtharu that we can question, we can understand, we can have more interest, like how exactly we say like this, why we say like this, and then what is the use of it and how to use them. These are all various things that Srimad Ananda Tirtharu themselves tells us. So, so here we might also see that there are pancha tanmatras. For example, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. These are all also been represented by Vayu or Prana Devaru. We hear, right? Prana, Pana, Vyanodana, Samana, Mukhya Prana, like that. So 5 different things which are called as Pancha Tanmatra also is been represented by Prana Devaru. Then here something which is surprising here is like Ahankarika Prana Devaru. Why the name is so? Why it is called as Ahankarika Prana Devaru? Because Pranadevar is something which we always keep at the top of our hierarchy structure, like Jivottamaru. So then how come Ahankarika Pranadevaru means? What exactly it means? And what is Twak Tattva? So again, as I say, I am not a Pandit, but it's a Chintana. We can do Chintana. We can we can go ahead and see what exactly and how exactly we can think on our adhyatma and then understand more deeper meanings of those things. So now, when we say what is twak, right? In simple English, we can say it as a skin. In Kannada, charma. So the twak is Sanskrit word that's referring to skin. It is one of the 14 adhyatma pertaining to the body mentioned in Subalopanishad, 5th section corresponding to Adibhuta pertaining to elements is called as Sparshayitva, Sparshayat, Sparshyastatva, like that. So, and also they say that the presiding deity is Vayu. According to the Nadi Shastra, the form of their bond, like skin gets connected through nadis and then it reaches all the way up to heart and then gives Sparsha Jnana, right? So this is as per Ayurvedic Shastra. And we all know that the Tattvas came first, Ayurveda came next. So there is lot of connection. There is the way of approach of thinking on top of what is already been proven. One of the biggest mistakes that I personally noticed or experienced in my so far understanding or learning is in India, uh, we neither understand existing stuffs and try to build on top of that, nor we try to build our own stuff. That is where even in the research, innovation, patenting and all, we are lagging behind. Look at the business-oriented mindset. How did they work in Western? Somebody took silica and then made diode and triodes, and somebody used diode and triode and made something to as a board, a circuit board. Somebody used the circuit board and then thought, let us transfer the electricity through that. And somebody thought, okay, instead of electricity, let us call it as a data and transfer the data. And like that, they thought on top of each other's proven theories and then made sure that today we have smartphones, we have something which we don't see, but we experience it. Those kind of things are being derived out of all this science. And then now science is overriding our adhyatma, science is overriding our Sanatana dharma, science is overriding all our things that we learned from several centuries, not just decades, several centuries, what it has been transferred as a knowledge. So we did not build on top of anything of those. So here if you see the way how Ayurveda used these tattvas and then derived the way how the sparsha jnana appears in the body, right? The sparsha, something which we cannot see, right? Somebody say, for example, there is a cold wave and then suddenly we feel very cold and chilled. And this is a jnana. Skin has this specialty to get this sparsha jnana. But when this Parsha Dhyana happens, Ayurveda tells precisely how exactly this Dhyana goes into our body from outside to inside. And then they say skin is connected with lot of nadis and then the through Vayu, the Sparsha Dhyana moves. Thus, what is the usual structure of Vayu? Air. Air is something which we can only experience. We cannot see it. right? So that is how air is seen today. So air is something which is vayu, is something which we cannot see, but we need it and we experience it. So through vayu, this sparsha jnana goes into our body and then it reaches to heart, which is called as akasha tattva, and then it gives a sense of somebody touched, somebody, there is a heat, there is a cold, all those kind of things. So this is how exactly Ayurveda explains. So I have just collected what exactly Twak means in Ayurveda and then represented it here. So next, coming to Ahankarika Tattva. So Ahankarika Tattva is ego. Is ego bad? No, it's not bad, because this gives, ego is something that gives identity. The I maker, identity, a persistent contraction of awareness of the form of collection of self images that causes suffering through artificial self limitations. So it also has positives and negatives. And then the Ahankarika Tattva is mainly Tattvabhimani Devata like Garuda, Shesha, and Rudras. Now, now let us see the beauty of this Ahankarika Prana Devaru means what for the Twak. Before that, I would like to say about Pancha Tanmatras. So, first one is like Shabda Tattva. Sound. Sound also we cannot see, but we hear, and we know that it propagates from ear, from the source to destination, then creates a action into the destination. So, usually it is our karna which holds the sparsh Shabda and then produces all the signals towards our mind and body, everything, and then we'll be able to see it. Hence, it is also the Tattva Prana Devata for this also is a Prana Devaru, Vayu Devaru. And second is Rupa, right? Somebody is beautiful, something is very smart, something is very nice looking. There is nothing to feel it. I mean, basically, we cannot touch it and say, hey, this is smart, this is bad, this is ugly. It's all again propagates from source to destination in terms of Vayu Devaru and then reaches and then creates an action into the destination. So hence it is Vyana Vayu. So Prana, Vyana, then Sparsha Tattva. Sparsha is also like somebody touches. Okay, I feel there's a touch. So Sparsha Tattva is again Apana Vayu. So then Rupa Tattva. Sparsha and then Rupa and then Rasa Tattva. The taste, we cannot see the taste, like whether it's a tangy or spicy or salty, we cannot see it, but when we taste it, when we experience it, we feel that. And then it is called as Udana Vayu. And then Rasa. Rasa means the main core of what we take, in what we intake. Rasa is a Samana Vayu. So in all these five things, there is a Vayu Devaru or Prana Devaru, that is as a Tadvamyamani Devata. Because there's something, the common between all these five is something which we cannot see, but we experience it a lot. In the same way, Twak is also a Tattva which makes us experience something which we might have not seen, like what is cold, what is hot. We cannot see it, but we can experience it. And then the name Ahankarika Tattva, Ahankarika Pranadevaru, why both names are been given. So again, this is the Chintana and thought from my side. So I have not seen any definition why it is being given as Ahankarika Pranadevaru. Okay. So, but one thing we have to see here is the skin when something touches, for example, when there is a heat or somebody touches with a heated material to us, there is a vikara that happens. When it is too cold, we are chilled and then we start stammering and then so we start shivering. All those things happen, and again there is a vikara that happens. If somebody touches, it's a person touch, and then suddenly we feel thrilled or excited. So those all kind of things, vikara happens, and it's not exactly as it is being transferred. So there, little bit of we can experience that there is a ahankarika or selfness comes, or the way how I feel comes. Um, Putting hand in like 5 degrees Celsius water for one person and another person differ very drastically based on the way how they tolerate or based on how they prove that, okay, I know I am not been impacted with this. Those kind of things where the selflessness or the ahankarika tattva applies to it. And hence probably the Ahankarika Pranadevaru is been a very great Tattvabhyani Devata name that has been given to it. So going beyond the tattvas, like there are 24 tattvas. So we, apart from memorizing these tattvas, probably it's a time we have to also think like, what is the use of these tattvas? Why we have to listen to Tattvabhimani Devatas? Why to remember them? What is the use of memorizing or remembering or transferring it even to our next generation? So these kind of questions normally have to arise. Then only our interest in understanding these things, making use of them in their our daily life, becomes more and more important. Here, one example I have shown is the way how these tattvas apply to us through Ayurveda in terms of maintaining our body, in terms of understanding the interior of our body, which we have not seen apart from today's microscope or dissection or blood testing, etc. Without that, how it would have been done in the past? These kind of lot of information and knowledge probably will get through these things. So whatever is being told is not just for us to memorize, it is also to apply in our daily life. And that's the whole principle behind which we are trying to run the Madhwa consciousness. There are a lot of precious things that are being told, but unfortunately we are sticking only for Madi, Mailge and Acharane. Apart from that, the application of our own tattvas and the knowledge or the wisdom that has been given by Srimad Ananda Tirtharu from the Vedas and the and right interpretation of the Vedas, all these things are very essentials for today's generation and the next generation. So if there is anything wrong in this particular interpretation or understanding or trying to correlate different aspects and then putting this chintana in front of you, that would I would call it as purely all my mistakes. If something is correct and resonates through your knowledge and any other learned people knowledge, then it's all because of the jnana given by Harivayu Guruguru, and then hence we'll submit this chintana to say Harivayu Guruguru. With that, we can go for ending prayer. Any questions and critics, kindly please put on to our WhatsApp channel. Srisha, can we have ending prayer?
Yes, Ananga will start.
Hari Sarvottama Vayu Jivottama.
Hari Sarvottama Vayu Jivottama.
श्रीमन् मध्वमते हरि परतरः सत्यं जगत्वत्वतो
श्रीमन्
मध्वमते हरि परतरः सत्यं जगत्तत्त्वतो
भिन्ना जीवगणा हरे रणुचरा नीचोच्च भावङ्गता
भिन्ना जीवगणा हरे रंचरा नीचोच भावंगता
मुक्तेर्नैज सुखानुभूतिरमला भक्तिष्ट तत्साधनम्
मुक्तेर्नैज सुखानुभूतिरमला भक्तश्च तत्साधनम्
यक्षादिकृतयं प्रमाण अखिला आम्नायैकवेद्यो हरिः
हेक्षादित्रतयं प्रमाण अखिला आम्नायैकवेद्यो हरिः
हरि सर्वोत्तम वायुजीवोत्तम
हरि सर्वोत्तम वायुजीवोत्तम